What is good, boys? Welcome back to the second vanilla rebuild here of the 24 cycle. Today we're taking a look at the Kings. This one's a little bit special for me because the first video I ever did was on the Kings, but it was a totally different format. It was basically going back to the early 2000s/2010s and correcting all the mistakes they had made. Now, I wasn't super happy with the quality / presentation of that video, particularly the lighting. Hopefully this one looks a little bit better, and we're looking at the modern team today who were just a ton of fun last season. So let's get them some help. So this team did some great things, man. I was really rooting for them to get back into the playoff picture, and I'm very happy for their fans, so it's good to have them back in the mix. So now obviously you got these two top guys in De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. Both very good young all-star quality players. And outside of that, we have Malik Monk, who former Laker, great scorer. Kevin Huerter, great shooter they got out of the Hawks. Keegan Murray, who's a very promising rookie. I guess not rookie now, but was a promising rookie and still is a promising player. Harrison Barnes, who they did re-sign, but I think I'm going to be moving probably at the deadline or in the offseason because I just don't see him having a spot going forward. Then Davion Mitchell, shame about him. He sort of fell back a little bit to how he was going in his rookie season. Chris Dorte's here as well, and Sasha Vezenkov. The plans for this season, obviously De'Aaron's going to be our number one guy, 99 and 90 tendencies. We're going to up Sabonis' shot tendency to about an 85. I do know he is primarily a pass first sort of guy, but we do want him to be sort of our second leading scorer. And he's now listed at 7'1", so that's fun. There was a time where he was around 6'11", so I don't know if he actually grew or if someone just miscounted. Either way, that's pretty funny. I think for this season, we're just going to go up until the deadline. I hope for no injuries. I think the first thing is going to be looking at a Harrison Barnes trade, so definitely be on the lookout for that. Now, the problem is Sasha is one of their big sort of acquisitions this offseason, so I do want to play him a little bit. I'm going to give him those Chris Dorte minutes. Of course, as he's the EuroLeague MVP currently, I'm expecting big things out of him, so hopefully he can be a nice piece for us off the bench. They've got Kevin Huerter as the sixth man. I'm actually going to start him instead of Malik Monk because I think he fits better next to De'Aaron Fox, and then that gives us a bit of creation off the bench. System proficiency under Mike Brown is 3.5 stars to start the season. So let's get things moving, and I will stop you guys if something crazy happens. Alrighty, lads, we're here at the deadline. You can see we are 28 and 22. Not too bad. We had a very slow start though, and we have just slowly clawed our way back. So you can see we're 6 and 4 in our last 10. Out of curiosity, I was looking at what we need to improve in. So we are the 7th best team when it comes to offense, which makes sense. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis. But then on defense, we are the 9th worst team, so allowing 117 a game. Now, we did have an all-star in Sabonis, but De'Aaron did not make it. Sabonis is actually having a monstrous year. So he's averaging 21, 11, and 6 on 38 from 3 as well, is crazy. And then De'Aaron's about 24 and 7, definitely all-star numbers. That's okay, maybe a bit of a fleece there. So I'm thinking maybe we try to package Harrison Barnes and then someone like a Davion Mitchell, who, as sad as it is at this point, he's just at the bottom of our rotation. He's still good. He's had a lot of injuries this season. But we also have Chris Dorte, who per 36, 16 points, 46%. I wouldn't mind him taking Davion's spot there as the 10th man. Doesn't feel like it would hurt us that much. Went through some teams, and I think these guys could all fit with us. Cam Johnson, self-explanatory, sort of another shooter on the wing there for De'Aaron to kick out to. OG, a good two-way player, which I like a lot, helps our defense. Same with Jaden McDaniels, but I just don't think it makes as much sense to get him from Minnesota. Now, they did offer him to me, but realistically, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Kuzma randomly is averaging 21.6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 46, 32, 70 split. So he's having a phenomenal season too, but his defense leaves a lot to be desired. So I would prefer Jaden McDaniels, and as I said, they did offer him to me. OG is here as well. He's a little bit older, and in 2K, he sometimes tends to stink it up a little bit. So I'm thinking, the more realistic option is OG. We know they want a boatload for him. But hey, it's my video. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to try first for Jaden McDaniels, but obviously if that doesn't work out, we can look at some other guys. Now, I can't really point this out to you, obviously, because it doesn't make sense. But in that first sentence there, right, it says the Nets might be thinking for dumping players for picks as they no longer think they can contend with their current roster. That's not just me, right? That doesn't make any sense. That's really bad grammar. I had like a brain seizure trying to read that. The Nets might be thinking for dumping players for picks. Shouldn't it be the Nets might be thinking of dumping players for picks? Just a little oversight there, but I'm assuming maybe it fits in with the other sentences. So they're looking for someone that can come in and help them on a buying status. So I guess that's why. But whatever, man. There's something small, little fun quirk with 2K I noticed. For a similar trade here for OG, they still say no with a second. If I give them one more, I'd much rather give up all my seconds. And just like that, with 3 second-round picks, we get OG. So as I said, I'm a little bit skeptical because he sometimes stinks it up in 2K, but at least he's an 84 overall as a small forward. And then, unfortunately, I can't get Jaden McDaniels this time around, but that's fine. So I think OG makes us a ton better there. I still do want to start Kevin Huerter though and still have Malik Monk off the bench because he seems to be thriving there. So now we have a very solid starting 5 along with a good 6-man. And then we still get minutes to Sasha down here, and we actually get to keep our guy Davion Mitchell, which is nice. That's actually really awesome. I did want to keep him. I didn't even realize I put in Chris Dorte instead. I thought it was Davion Mitchell. Guess I accidentally put the wrong one, but hey, it worked out for the best. So we get to keep him as well. That's awesome. So we're going to rock into the second half of the season with this roster. Obviously, I still want to keep Kevin Huerter there. All right, man, let's see what this new starting 5 with OG can do. Hopefully he doesn't stink for us. Let me just make sure his tendencies are in order because we do not want him taking no shots. So we can have him at about, what is Kevin Huerter at a 60? We can put him at about a 70. So something like that. I'll see you guys hopefully in the postseason. Let's pray for no injuries. See you in a bit. Okay, so we win the same amount of games as last year at 48, the 4 seed, which is pretty funny. Now, I do realize that maybe that was technically a bit of an underpay now that we didn't give them Duarte, but that's in real life, and that's how they value OG. In 2K, he's never as good as he plays in real life, and his value isn't shown as well in the game. So I don't feel terrible about it, plus it's my video, it's fine. Now, I do note that when I was doing the 80s series or the Earth 2 series, I was saying the sim's really fast. Maybe they fixed it in the regular version. They didn't, so we're still waiting for that patch. That was very slow. Jara's MVP, Vic is Rookie of the Year, Chris Paul, 6th Man of the Year, that's funny. Giannis is Depoy. And I've been seeing that a lot. Paul Reed, Most Improved Player, so I wonder if that's on the cards for this coming season. And Philly, I'm assuming still with Harden, goes 58 and 24. That rebuild is on the cards, but just waiting to see sort of how that settles down or what happens, obviously. And the Celtics, that one's coming up too. We don't get anyone on All-NBA first team, second team, or third team. No, just kidding, we do get Sabonis on third team, but no De'Aaron Fox. I guess that's fair enough. He arguably could have been our best player. And we do also get Sasha on All-Rookie second team, so he put up a whopping 5 points on 32% from 3. Nice. So as I said, we will be the 4th seed going against the Mavs in round 1. That would be a very, very fun matchup. Then De'Aaron ended with about 23, 4, and 7, 50, 30, 80 splits. So you could even argue he was better, but I guess DeMontis' all-around stats put him over the edge. 12 points for Huerter on 42%. OG, I'm actually going to look after the deadline. Now, you can't officially do that, but you can see before and since All-Star. So he's put up the exact same amount of points. His rebounding has gone up a little bit, same assists. His steals and blocks have gone up, which is good. Turnovers a little bit, which is fine. His field goal percentage has gone down. That's a bit of a red flag, and so has his 3-point percentage. Now, last time I checked, they were up from before, but at least his free throw percentage is up. You can also see by month, which is pretty cool. So if we go down to April, he finished with about 12, 5, almost 2 assists, 2 steals, a block, 33%. So it was this last month really that killed his efficiency. Keegan Murray with another solid year. His scoring's down a little bit, but I guess that's to be expected. But about 9 points on almost 40% from 3. So we have 2 very good shooters and one who should be good, at least on paper. We saw Sabonis. Malik Monk was phenomenal off the bench with about 16-4. He did start a little bit. Almost 50, 40, 90, primarily off the bench. Davion, we kept him, so per 36 is about 7 and 7 on 40%, so his efficiency isn't the greatest. So we sort of swapped him for Chris Dorte's offense. And we saw Sasha's numbers, the rest don't really matter. So for the playoffs, we're going to rock a 9-man. We'll still keep Huerter in the starting lineup for now. But if things go to crap, we will change that. JaVale McGee only about 10 minutes a night. We'll give 1 extra there. And then let's give 2 more to Keegan Murray. So Dallas has all of your usual suspects. They actually traded for Looney, which is a very good move. I really like that for them. And then they're also starting Grant Williams, which is fun. That looks like a bit of a fleece. It looks like they just gave them Dwight Powell, but I'll have to check that. Yeah, so they literally did Kevon Looney for Dwight Powell and Joe Wieskamp. So in real life, definitely would be a fleece, probably in 2K as well. And they had just caught him up from the G League. That's hilarious. And just to get ahead of it, I'm going to put OG on Luka immediately. Kyrie, our best option actually might be De'Aaron, so we can do something like that. If things get crazy, I might consider putting Davion in the starting lineup, but we'll see how we go. So game 1, we do win. Cool. 126 to 114. So De'Aaron has 38 and 14. He dominates game 1. OG, man, 4 for 11. I need him to be better. He's been kind of arse. It's exactly what I was worried about trading for him. His offensive consistency rating in 2K is just terrible. You can see in real life, it's much better than that. So that's very annoying. The bonus with 11, 12, and almost a triple-double, 8 assists. Malik Monk, 29 off the bench. I love that. Kyrie had 27, and it looks like OG at least did a decent job on Luka. Held him to 7 of 16 with 21 points. Let's see if we can go up 2-0. Okay, we do. Beautiful. So Taron with another 34. Well, with a 30 piece, 10 assists. There's a bonus, 28, 10, and 8. Malik Monk still has 17. OG, much better. There's 50% from 3, 15 points. Didn't play as good defense on Luka, but still 26 shots for 31 points. Kyrie has 29. Game number 3, we go up 3-0. Cool. Luka 33, 7, and 13. But De'Aaron 29, 1 and 5. We win this one by 3, so that was a tight one. Kevin Huerter in 30 minutes only had 2 points, so that's something I might have to look at. We might have to start Malik Monk, but we are up 3-0. Can we sweep them? Okay, nope, they win a game. Got a bad feeling this might be a blown 3-0 lead. Luka goes off, and that was also a very close game. De'Aaron Fox with 32. Please just, gentlemen, sweep them. No, okay, they win another one. You know, the crazy thing is if this series were to happen in real life, I could definitely see them going up 3-0, the Kings, and I would probably still pick the Mavericks, as crazy as that is. 2 apiece to our good players, our best players, pardon me, and then 33 there. We can lower Huerter to about 25 and then give the rest to Keegan Murray. Actually, we'll go 30 to Malik Monk. So can we not let them force a game 7, please? And we don't. Cool. So that lineup change was enough. I think sometimes just making a change is enough to get you over the hump. We lock Luka up that game and Kyrie. So Tim Hardaway Jr., if he's beating me, that's fine. And then Kevin Huerter, immediately after I bench him, gives us 28. OG gives us 22. Beautiful. So now we have the Grizzlies, who I could actually pick the Kings in this series, man. This is ridiculous. I guess basketball is so matchup based, right? You've got De'Aaron versus Ja, which is fun. And they picked up Bojan. That's actually kind of nice. Good Dylan Brooks replacement for sure. Take a couple minutes away from OG and Murray, and we can give those to Davion. Did save that time. So let's just see, can we at least tie it up 1-1? No, they go up 2-0. So maybe I was talking too much smack. Sabonis has 33 and 14. Monk has still been a lot better. So let's put him back in the starters again. Maybe I should just leave him here for the rest of the playoffs if we actually get out of here. So let's see, can we at least win 1 game? And we do. Cool. Okay. And that time, Fox outplays Ja. You love to see that. Sabonis with 27 and 14. Malik Monk, 13 as a starter. Didn't shoot the greatest. And then Kevin Huerter has 13 on pretty good efficiency. Can we tie it up? Nope. We go down 3-1. Because, of course, we do 35. And I would imagine we're just going to lose there. And we do. Awesome. So I guess we know who has the better young explosive point guard. Let's see who wins it all. The Grizzlies actually go to the finals to play the Celtics, and they win. So at least we lost to the eventual champions. All right, so no picks in that draft. Ron Holland goes first to the Hornets, and they still have Brandon Miller. That's interesting. Tyrese Proctor, Martas Buzelis, Justin Edwards, Zachary Rissacher, Aaron Bradshaw. Let's see the rest of the top 10 here. OG declines his player option, so we did technically trade for an expiring, so we'll have to bring him back. We don't really have any cap space, so we will offer OG a deal. That is a lot of money, so let's try and get that down to about 25 mil at a flat rate, and we'll offer him that. We can always treat it as a sign and trade if we don't think he's going to get us to where we want to be, but he does accept that, which is good. Malik Monk we need to bring back as well. I don't even know if I have bird rights on him, so that's going to be stressful. We can offer him a little bit of money, which is good. So we'll offer him a 2-year deal. Hopefully he accepts that. And he does. Cool. So we get both of them back. Hopefully it lets me sign both, and it does. Awesome. So the team that just knocked us out offered me this, Desmond Bane, basically for OG. I'm not going to do it now. We're going to try and see if we can win more games with him on the roster this year. But if we get to next offseason and it's still not working out, I won't hesitate to get rid of him. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could just go grab a backup wing and a backup center. So Gordon Hayward's here. I could sign him. That's not a bad get at all. So we do actually have 12 mil here. I'm going to go out and get Kyle because he is definitely someone I like in 2K and who I've had before, and he always performs really well, does what he needs to do. and that also gives us enough money to go out and get someone else. Then Andre Drummond's here. I'd offer him a 2-year deal. We do have to bid against Philly. Let's see. We are his number 1 choice. Cool. So hopefully we can get him. And then I'd also like Luke Kennard. So if we can give him a little bit less money, we'll see. We get Drummond. Can we also afford Luke Kennard? We can't. Okay, so let's see if I could offer him a little bit less. Joe Ingles a deal. I mean, he's not going to probably play, but I think that would be a pretty good get. We do get him. Do we also get Luke Kennard? Please tell me he doesn't sign anywhere else. So that is a huge offseason for us, actually. Didn't make any trades, but we made some good signings. So 1, 2, 3, a lot of shooting guards. We'll change that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players. So we'll probably have to cut someone. But that's fine. Let's go to player progression. We actually see a lot of green, which is nice. Only Joe Ingles regresses, and he might be the one that gets cut, honestly. Okay, no, let's go, bro. We have actually the exact amount of players that we need right now. So you can see Kobe Jones would be the reserve, who I'm actually going to put in the G this year and see if that helps out his progression, because he's not going to play for us, and I would like to get something out of him. Right now, our 10-man goes down to Kyle Anderson. We still have Sasha, we still have Luke, and we still have Joe Ingles as backup players. So that was a very good offseason to us. We got a lot done. We did definitely set ourselves up to be able to make another big trade if we have to. I'm going to get Keegan Murray to be mentored by Joe Ingles, because that age difference makes this so easy to get done. Right, man, so they have us at 8 in the power rankings going into the season. I do think we are still one, superstar player away from being true contenders. So maybe we do have to move OG again along with some of these other guys on the bench for an upgrade. But we'll see. You never know. Crazier things have happened. I'll be back with you guys shortly, and let's see how this goes. Okay, well, this is an unexpected turn of events. I mean, we started off slow. We've been very good lately. But I just got offered this trade. I didn't seek this out. So Monk's been good, obviously, but DeJounte Murray, I mean, still 16, 4, and 4, 50, 40, almost 90 splits with good defense and a bit more size than Malik Monk to be our 6th man, and we just give up Sasha, who hasn't even really played this season. I'm going to accept that. That's okay. I mean, I guess Malik Monk has gotten that good in the sim. 32 DeJounte off the bench. We can go about 18, 17, 15, 12. So lucky we got all that extra depth, and we can go about 28 there and 30 there. Cool. So, I mean, we are 28 and 18 currently. 4 seed again, which is hilarious. So hopefully that DeJounte trade puts us over the edge. But I guess we'll see. We're almost at the deadline. If I don't see any other moves, I'm just going to keep it moving. No pun intended. But if we do still disappoint, there's one major trade I have in mind. No, it's not Anthony Edwards, as much as I would have liked that. But now we do have another shooting guard. So there is someone else I have in mind, but that's probably more of an off-season move if we disappoint. So I will see you guys in a second either way. We did have a match coming up against the Hawks, so their team looks completely different anyway. No Trae Young, Cole Anthony, Devin Vassell, and Zach LaVine. So I don't feel bad about taking DeJounte. I guess they wanted to go in a different direction. Let's just sim that, and we win by 3. Nice. Did he go off against his former team? He had 16, 3, and 3 on okay shooting, so that's fine. I will see you guys soon. I'm not going to make another trade for a star, but we're going to do this. So these 3 bench players, couple don't play, and a second for Jaden Hardy and Grant Williams. So that's as messy as that is. I think that's going to make DeJounte Murray technically a backup small forward. He actually goes up to an 85. I love that 2K cheese. So we'll do something like that. I mean, he can definitely play that. He's got the defense. He's 6'5". We'll do something like that to the bench. I do want these guys playing some more minutes though, and something like that. They're not playing OG a lot either, which is a little bit scary. So maybe we take a couple there, something like that. All right. So I guess that's going to be our last move for this season. And if next season we still have to make, a massive one, if we need to make a massive trade next season, we can always do that. There's Kobe Jones, he's back. So I'll see you guys in the postseason. See you soon. Okay, so the controller died, but I believe we had 54 wins, which is good. Luka MVP, Martus Buzelis Rookie of the Year, and 6th Man of the Year. Vic wins Depoy. Tyrese is most improved. Curry is Clutch Player of the Year. Nice. 60 wins to the Cavs. And they also get Executive of the Year. I feel like that should have been us. And then no All-NBA players for us this year, but we are 1 seed higher than the last couple seasons, which is nice. Now, I was considering maybe trying a Herder at the small forward and then DeJounte at the 2 with OG off the bench lineup. So we'll see how that goes. But De'Aaron with about 22 points, 7 assists, 55 from the field, 36 from 3. Kevin Herder 11 on 40% from 3. OG 12 on about 43, 34 splits. So similar stuff to last year. That's why I hate trading for him, man. I always tell myself, no trade list OG, but I always fall for it. Keegan Murray about 10 on 40% from 3. Sabonis about 17, 11, and 6. DeJounte Murray with about 16, 4, and 4 on 50, 40, 80 splits off the bench. Jaden Hardy, 17 for the season, 40 from 3. Davion shooting has gotten a lot better too, which is nice. We played Grant Williams a bit. He also shot efficiently. And then Drummond is a sim god. For the playoffs, we're going to run a 9-man. So I think, let's just see what happens if I put him back to the 2. He stays at an 85. And then if we make Kevin Huerter a small forward, he goes to an 83. Let me just normalize that and see how that looks. DeJounte 6'5". They still want to start OG if I do that. But if I was to do something like that, 6'7". Maybe OG is better suited to coming off the bench. Try something like that to start with OG as our 6-man. See if that works out any differently. Looks like we have Denver in round 1. So let's see if they've made any changes. Not really, but they are starting Christian Brown. So let's see who wins game 1. And we win it. Okay, lovely. By 5, so that's very close. Jamal 29, Jokic 22. Can we go up 2-0? We do. Beautiful. Okay. DeJounte Murray leads us. We have 100% attendance, which is cool to see. He has 25 and 3 as a starter. 18, 4, and 5 on very good efficiency for the first couple of games. And he actually is the only reason we won that game. So shout out to him. Game 3. They win. Okay. This is what I was scared of. Let's not let them come back 2-2. And they do, of course. I think the Kings might be cursed. I'm starting to get a funny feeling. So I guess let's try and see what happens if we start OG. And we win that one. Okay. OG with 14, but maybe his defense was enough to get us over the line. Can we please win this series? And we do win in 6. Cool. So same as last year. This season's been eerily similar even during the regular season. It's a bonus with a mean triple-double. And tell me we get Dallas. Oh my God, we get Dallas and they're the highest seed now. So we did make a trade with them to get Jaden Hardy. They got Klay Thompson. I low-key love that for them. Miles Bridges is a good fit in terms of basketball. And then Kevon Looney's still there. So they have 2 former Warriors. I just love making trades with them. So let's see who wins game 1. And they do. So I get the feeling they probably want revenge for last season. Let's see game 2. We actually win. Okay, we tied up. Luka with 49, almost 50, 20, and 10. In a playoff game, and we win by 3. Geez. I'm going to go ahead and put either DeJounte or OG on Luka. We'll see who 2K says is the better option. DeJounte is slightly better. We'll try that. Game 3. We win. Okay, so we go up 2-1. De'Aaron with 32, 7, and 5. Lucas 47, 13, and 7. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. DeJounte Murray does have 15 and 7 though, on very good efficiency. Can we go up 3-1? We don't. Okay. Please go up 3-2. No, of course not. And it looks like we might just be a constant second round exit. That is very frustrating. All right, man, simcasting. Let's see if we can force a game 7. Fingers crossed, but I don't have a good feeling about this. We are down by 10. We are down by 9. And we are down by 20. Oh, we bring it back a little bit, but yeah, this isn't going to work. So the Kings might be cursed. Let's go ahead and see if they also win the finals. They don't. They lose to the Thunder. And then the Cavs beat the Thunder in 5. Cool. DG is finals MVP. So for this last season, I think I'm going to go ahead and make that big trade we talked about. I didn't even mention this, but I did overhaul our coaching staff. So we're going to get rid of Mike Brown there. And then let's see if we can just promote Michael Storfer. And then let's see if we can get Will Hardy to be our assistant. And we do. Cool. So hopefully that makes a bit of a difference as well. We do have a pick in this draft. I'm just going to make it to trade it. And then we can hopefully get something a little bit better. The flag goes second there. Let's go ahead and just see. This Dino guy was supposed to go pretty high. So we'll go ahead and take him out of Croatia. Not sure if he is a real guy or not. But we'll take him at a 72 overall. So maybe it would have been better off just trading it. Okay, so let me see what I can... Right, so we still have 15 guys. I can't get a trade to go at the moment, so we'll have to make it a deadline thing because that's when teams will be selling. But we definitely have the pieces. Hopefully no one regresses too much, but we definitely have the pieces to make a big trade here. And it looks like no one major regresses, and Anderson only goes down 1. Beautiful. So I'll see you guys in the 3rd and final season. So yeah, just looking at the roster, I still feel like we're one mid-90s player away from being true contenders. You can see we have a very deep roster though, so that is going in our favor at least. Go to a balanced system, and I'm just going to start moving because the sooner we can get to the deadline and know who's selling, the better. And I think that's what's going to put us over the edge. So I will see you guys in a sec. Hopefully nobody gets injured for this final season. I will be back shortly. So this is the big trade I had in mind. The Lakers are bad and we're starting off slow. So we're going to see if we can get Anthony Davis off them to be our replacement for. Keegan Murray hasn't been anything special for us. He's pretty much plateaued there at an 82 overall. We'll see if maybe 3 picks can get this done, and they do it. So just like that, we get Anthony Davis. We're going to put him next to Sabonis as our full-time power forward, which is what he prefers to play anyway. So the Lakers do get the compensation they wanted there for Anthony Davis, and we clear up a bit of a logjam. Now we'll see how that goes. We're going to go to the deadline. There is one more move I'm thinking about for the small forward, and you can see it here. It's Brandon Ingram. We can get rid of Mobley, obviously. The Nets now have him and Mikal Bridges and Pascal Siakam, so I don't think they would miss him too much. The question would just be, do we have the assets left to get him? And I would say we do, at least in 2K sense. So we can definitely reassess that. AD is now our best player, but hopefully that helps us out a little bit, so we'll rebuild that. You can see there we're 15 and 14 to start, which hurts a lot. But we are now 4.5 star balance. So I'm going to go to the deadline and I'll let you know if we're going after Brandon. So we're here at the deadline and we're currently the 3 seed. Now, interestingly, all 3 dudes that I'm interested in are on the Nets. They're all small forwards and they are selling. So let me do a quick assessment of who would be the best fit. Okay, so it's taken ages to get to this point and I still haven't even decided on if I actually want Brandon Ingram or Mikal Bridges. But we're going to offer this one. Mikal is making a little bit less money. So they're going to say no to that, obviously. We do have some seconds here we can give away. And they agree to it just like that with 2 seconds. I might regret that. I probably should have gone with Brandon Ingram, but at a small forward, Mikal is at an 89. All of their stats were so similar, so I don't think it's the end of the world regardless. Now we have De'Aaron Fox, DeJounte Murray, Mikal Bridges, Anthony Davis. 2 through 4 defensively is insane. And then De'Aaron's even playing like a 90. I love that. We still kept Jaden Hardy, we have Caris LeVert, Andre Drummond, Kyle Anderson, Luke Kennard, so we're still deep as well. And I think just with that, that will be our final trade. Please don't bite me in the ass for not getting Brandon Ingram. I looked at it like this, we were the 3rd offensive team, 0.2 behind Oklahoma, who is better than us in the standings. But then defensively, we're at 112, they're at 109, and then Utah's better as well. So I think Mikal will help us definitely on the defensive end more, and he can still score a little bit. So hopefully that's our last move. If not, I'll let you know. But I am going to sim past the trade deadline anyway. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so knock on wood, I think we finished as the 2 seed. We were tied with the Jazz, but I think we won that last game. So Jokic wins MVP, Ace Bailey, Martus Buzelis, Vic is Depoy, Delano Banton is most improved. That's pretty cool. Clutch player is Darius Garland. And then, yeah, the Thunder are the team to beat, man. I think we only got like 52 wins, so we're not that far off. We actually get De'Aaron Fox on All-NBA 3rd team, so I'd love to see that from him after we added all that extra talent. And then Anthony Davis on All-Defensive 2nd team. Did notice we brought in former Laker. We tried to go after Brandon Ingram, so that probably would have been a little on the nose. But yeah, we did get the 2 seed, which is good. It puts us on the opposite end of the bracket as the Thunder. So playoff stats, De'Aaron led us in scoring with about 5 and 8, 55%, almost 40 from 3. Anthony Davis being second with about 19, 10, and 2 blocks. Then Sabonis with 18, 10, 6.5. So AD really makes up for his lack of defense. And Jaden Hardy, our 6th man, is our 3rd leading scorer. That's awesome, or 4th, I guess. Mikal Bridges, 15 points, doesn't have to score that much. Same with DeJounte at 14. 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and very similar stuff there for Mikal. And then you've got guys like Caris LeVert, Andre Drummond, and Kyle Anderson. De'Aaron at 38, 30. Let's actually just straight up start giving a couple more minutes to the starters, just so we don't actually end up in a bad situation. All right, round 1, we have the Suns, who have Devin Booker, KD, and Ayton, even though KD is old. So I'm going to sim this round. Hopefully we win this one. I don't think we should lose, knock on wood. And we also go to 6. We've gone to 6 in the first round every single season. So I think we might low-key be cursed here. Now we have Utah, who is the next best team, but I think, knock on wood, they might be frauds. That defense is obviously good with Draymond and Walker Kessler. But we do win game 1. Anthony Davis has 26 and 16. Game 2, they win because of course they do. They hold us to 108. Who's even scoring? I guess Martus Buzelis at an 83 overall is just God. Can we go up 2-1? Of course we go down, man. I think, honest to God, this team might just be cursed. We have arguably the best lineup in the playoffs. We have the best coaching staff. I honestly don't know what else to do here. Just please tie it up 2-2, and we do. Okay, thank God. Jordan Clarkson has 20, but DeJounte Murray, there we go, 25 points from him. Maybe it is just too many cooks in the kitchen, man, but I tried to get a combination of guys that didn't all need to score constantly. Let's go ahead and simcast this game here. So starting off down by 9, not looking good. We take a small lead there, 3 points, but it's very back and forth, but we do explode there. And we end up winning by just 6 points. So I don't know how we're going to beat the Thunder if we can't even beat the Jazz, bro. I think they are just overperforming, man. That just might be the 2K sim. Sometimes it just gives that wild card ability to certain young teams. Okay, let's not let them force a game 7. I'm going to simcast this one. Let's see how we go. A back and forth start again, so this is getting nerve-wracking. We do take a slight lead here. Knock on wood, we don't blow it, and we don't. So their defense wasn't quite enough to beat us. We finally make a conference finals. So either way, that's a win. AD with 34 and 10 in that game. Kyle Anderson was bad too, so we really have to work out what we want to do with that final spot. And I guess we were just on a crash course here with the Thunder. Before we get started, I'm going to make sure Mikal is guarding Shai. But let's see who wins game 1. Of course they do. Can never be easy and actually destroy us. That time it was Josh Giddey. DeJounte had 35, but it was not enough. Can we not go down 2-0? And we do. Okay, so I think the Kings might just be cursed, man, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's see if we go down 3-0. And we don't. We do win one. Nice. But we prove we can beat them, but Shai goes off. Right, so simcast here. Hopefully we can tie it up 2-2, because on the other end, you can see it's 2-2 between a 5 and a 7 seed. I think whoever wins the West is winning the playoffs. Please let me beat the Thunder. Starting off solid right here in the first. That's nice. And then we just blow it right at the end, because of course we do. We lose 121 to 133. I hate the freaking Thunder, man. They're just too good in the sim. It's really annoying. Right, man, let's see if we can force a game 7 here. Starting off very back and forth. It's a 1-point game. Okay, and assuming we don't choke, the good news is we are going to win this game at least. Okay, cool. Shai has 21, AD has 27. So let's see, please can we force a game 7? Here in Sacramento, come on boys, force a game 7. Starting off with a little lead. Let's hold on to it, tie game. Ugh. Okay, it was a lot of back and forth, but we have a little lead here. About 13 points going into the 4th, and we do win that. Okay, so we're forcing a game 7, which is good. Sabonis has 31 and 17, Shai has 19, and Philly wins on the other end. So let's see if we can make the finals here in Oklahoma City. Starting off back and forth again. I will check in with you guys once we get closer, but it looks like we have a small lead here and we're pulling ahead. I might not need to disappear, and it looks like we are actually going to win. So we force the 3-1 comeback. De'Aaron Fox is your West MVP and beat in the East. So standard 2K fashion. Shai has 32. AD has 30, so maybe he should have won that. But okay, so this team has fallen off a lot. I think outside of Embiid, we're good. DeJounte on Tyrese is fine. I think I'll just go ahead. I might put AD on Embiid, but we'll see who wins game 1, I guess. So let's do that. And we do win that. Okay. Embiid has 13 and 11, so we might be fine just leaving Sabonis on him game 2. They win. Okay. It's Tyrese. Okay. So if we go down, we might have to put Mikal on him, and we do win that one. Embiid has 34. Okay, so maybe I really should have thought about those matchups more. Let's see. They tied up 2-2. Okay. And Mikal Bridges on Maxey. So can we go up 3-2, please? And they win. So I guess that teaches me a lesson. Don't make adjustments. All right, man. Second go around. Let's see if we can force another game 7 here in Philly. Starting off back and forth. We take a slight lead, 2-point game, and hopefully we can just hold on and I don't have to stress too much. Looks like we have a bit of a lead here, and it looks like, knock on wood, we are going to force a game 7. Cool. Tyrese Maxey with 38, but Anthony Davis with 43. And now can we just please win the finals here? Game 7 in Sacramento. This would be a perfect storybook ending. And it looks like we are going to blow them out, maybe? They do bring it back, but let's not choke, man. Come on now. All right, we do take a slight lead here. We'll stop at about 3 minutes, and it is an 8-point game. Cool, so let's win the NBA Finals. All right, congratulations, Sacktown. Stand up, and it is Anthony Davis, so that trade put us over the edge. I love that. Quick look at the final roster. So AD, De'Aaron hit 90, which is cool. 89 for Mikal. Maybe we should have gone Brandon Ingram. Maybe it would have made this playoff run a bit easier, but we got there. Sabonis still here at an 88. I did consider moving him, but cool that we did it with him. DeJounte Murray, that was a steal. I don't know how we managed that. Jaden Hardy, and then the rest of the guys here. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, helps me out a ton. And even more so, I would love to get a comment from you guys so we can have a chat. And until the next video, I hope you enjoyed and I hope you have a good day. Peace out.